And we should be live, but I am not really trying to say too much yet, because I don't know if there is actually anybody watching right now. For people who will watch the VOD, I don't know how many people will watch the VOD. Like, there's not a lot of people clicking on the VOD. Like, more than nothing, which is, it's always, at least the beginning is always saying something to someone. So somebody will click on this later. But I am waiting until somebody shows up, or until the right time comes on, and I can start streaming properly. I mean, I am streaming right now until I can start, playing properly. Now I'm again questioning if I'm ever playing properly. Okay, I'm playing maybe like tolerably because I'm getting the job done. But right now, at this instant, at this moment, I am talking to myself, because, or I'm not talking to myself. I'm not catching you. There's a running involved. There is no running involved in. There's no running involved in this catching. Fortunately, I did actually have to, like, exercise a little, like walk around a little yesterday, because we had a major crash out for the phone company, and the phone company means the internet company, which means that for like 8 hours yesterday I had not only no internet, I had no phone access. Like, I have a phone, the phone was running, but I couldn't like send any messages, receive any messages. It's just I was just completely cut off from the world for like 8 hours. I had to like go to the town hall to use their Wi-Fi like maybe twice. Yeah, it was one of the longest days of my life in my recent memory. I had to go to the town hall to use their Wi-Fi like twice, to like communicate to people, so people know that I didn't die or anything. Because I always have Discord on the computer, even if I'm like doing something else, even if I'm like around the house, like doing like some stuff for the house. I still have the Discord on, and like I check in, like see if people like said anything, or if I hear Discord talking, because I have this thing set up where Discord, the text to speech I have set up. So in the current channel, whenever anyone says something in the current channel, Discord starts talking. So if I'm in the kitchen, just outside my room, if I'm in the kitchen, and suddenly I hear that's what it comes out of when I'm far away from the computer. That's what it comes out of. I hear like this mumbling. So then I come in and check, and as a result, I have Discord running for like almost the entire day, to keep up with people, to keep up with what's happening, and even when the internet returned, until the end of the day, Windows thought I wasn't connected. Like, I Discord loaded on the browser. I could load pages. I was able to like set up the next map for our next fight in the TTRPG. I was able to start setting that up. But Windows still thought I was disconnected, and I have this panel, like Windows information panel, or like Windows weather panel, that like shows you, like, it says like it's called like information panel and news panel, but I mostly use it for weather, and it shows me weather and temperature and stuff like that. And it's pretty terrible for that, because it really loves Windows really loves giving for the weather there. Really likes giving information like rain ending. Like, what do you mean rain ending? Has it ended or hasn't it? Is it raining right now? If it's raining right now, say rain. If it's not raining right now, say no rain. You were very concerned why you didn't see me up. It's like, oh no, did he get kidnapped? Dude, nobody would kidnap me. There will be no ransom paid because nobody has any money. They wouldn't kidnap me for organs either because my organs are also not very good. So that's like nobody would be kidnapping me, and it's not like I'm some like pretty blonde 20-year-old girl to be kidnapped for like other services. So like nobody's kidnapping me. Do you have to wait until Rocker comes to tell us what happened? How do you report a missing person? Yeah. So now you know how I felt when what was going on through my head when some of you were disappearing, you know. But yeah, it was like one of the longest days in my life in my recent memory. But you know what would be funny, like going back into the topic of the game. You know what would be funny if we got to fight Thresh today, because we just fought Thresh in our TTRPG in our game. We just fought Thresh, and if we were actually fighting Thresh here too, it would be kind of a funny coincidence. Because I didn't plan it like that. I had no idea what we would be doing in this game at this time. But yeah, things are not going too terribly lately. I had a few clients on Fiverr. So like a few bucks are coming in. Let's take out the trash. I have a few bucks coming in soon, and so that's not terrible. And the latest YouTube video is doing well, so that's good. It's like I sometimes feel like YouTube decides to give me like, okay, every other video will be doing well, and the other videos will be doing badly. So like I get one video gets 600 views. Then the second video gets 17 views in like the first week or so. I'm saying in the first week. So 600 views. Then it gets 17 views in the first week. Then the next one gets 1700. You know, you get it? The previous video got 17 views, and then the next video got 1700 views. Literally 100 times the views of the next one. Then the next video in the first week got like 25 views. It's like a sinusoid. Like what is going on with YouTube? I don't know. Like clearly I did not like choose topics that badly, because like it was like world building for D&D, good. D&D, very bad. World building, very good. World building, very bad. And now it's world building again, with like some D&D themes, but like mostly world building. And now it's doing well again. It's been 2 days. It's been 2 days, and it's over 900 views. The last I checked, it was like 950 something after like 2 days, and it's tracing like just below the previous video. So I expect also like 1600, 1700 views after a week, unless it like explodes again. And we can actually start playing, because the official time of the stream has hit. What is that? Is that going to attack me? Apparently it's hitting the ground or something. Okay. So yeah, like I don't get what's going on with YouTube. But I did last week. I did a poll asking people for which video would they like to see next, and I actually went and did immediately did the result of the last poll, the video about elves. How many varieties of elves are there? And I'm doing a poll again this week. And it's getting like, so far it got like 18 votes, which is, but this is the usual amount of votes I'm getting on the polls. But it's saying last time I checked, what was winning was the alignments video. I did mention the idea before in previous streams, so it's not like a spoiler or anything. But who is this guy? A man sits weakly in his cell, barely clinging to life. His face and arms are covered in sores. He looks up at you through his one dying eye. "You're not one of them. You're still living. I came to the Shadow Isles, hoping to find a cure." Oh, there's no. So I need Ilawi, but I don't have Ilawi with me right now, and it has to be Ilawi. Do we have like a thing to change people anywhere near? Is that one of those? No, that's like a shrine. Okay, I might get Ilawi just to. Are we at least like anywhere near? Yes, we are near a rest point. Okay, so let's for a moment switch out for Ilawi, and I'll go back to Ari because I want to play with Ari right now, unless I forget. Cast Healing Mist on him. A wave of relief washes over his expression. The man's body finally relaxes. "Never thought I'd get respite in here. Thank you," he says. The relief is short-lived. The tension in his face returns. "I don't have long now. Here, this is no use for me now." He smiles one last smile. Without warning, he breathes rapidly several times in succession, then has a long drawn-out exhale. He does not inhale afterwards. He is dead. Like, I'm pretty sure I can still see him moving, so I'm pretty sure he's not dead. Okay, maybe he's dead now. Okay. What was I talking about? Yeah, the next video. Right now, what's winning is the alignment video. And should I be like giving them potions? And it's winning as right now is the alignment video. So we will see how well that does. He's just gone. We will see how well that does. If this time the winner of the poll still loses. Oh, the water's too powerful. Come on. If this time the winner of the poll gets like 17 views, I will go back to not knowing anything at all about how YouTube works. People are like, "Oh, Doug, do not listen to the poll. Like, do the video that you want to do." Well, the video I want to do is the video that people will watch, because I like when people see the videos that I'm doing. You know, I like it when the people appreciate my work. You know? Oh, jeez. I like it when people appreciate my work, so I ask people what video they want to see. So I make the poll. And Brom, yeah, maybe you just reduce the damage taken. And last time the poll went well. Last time the poll went well, so yeah. I'm gonna keep doing that unless something doesn't quite work out. Try to stun like this guy. I don't think we really need any cleansing right now. So what is he doing? Sure, but okay, I guess you can like machine gun these guys. Still alive? Oh, 55 health is left. And I can attack again, so I can just end it here. We should be level 23 soon. Okay, I should like... Sheesh. At least it doesn't do that when I'm... Okay, this is a very annoying one. And like, how did that one work exactly? Is this another one that resurrects, is it? Applies a stack of overdrive when ally is hit. Overdrive increases attack power by 10% per stack for one. Okay. And reduces physical damage taken. Okay, so hit this guy first, but don't hit this guy first. Okay. And these guys are doing what? Deals damage to attackers per hit. So I think I have to like really focus fire this guy. Okay. Not random enemies, I need like focused enemy. Brom, you really are fine. You do your and yeah, like trying to figure out how this YouTube stuff works is kind of crazy. I'm really trying to figure out what it actually wants from me. Maybe I should live with the big shield because this guy like is doing AoE. Make sure he heals up. Okay, but this will be a random, right? To all enemies. And that will give him the buff overdrive to his attack power. Okay, so don't do that, Alt. Funnily enough, I did watch like one video of how to YouTube, and now YouTube gives me all the how to YouTube videos. Yeah, it does that. The algorithm does work like that. Like there was like there's like the YouTube comedian Ryan George that I watch from time to time, and he had one video that is about like the YouTube algorithm, where he Thunder is the target, so that will help. Where one video where he's like he goes on YouTube, like in the video, within the world of the video, he goes on YouTube to check how to repair a broken door or window. A door, I think it was a door. Like he goes on YouTube to check how to repair a door, because he opens the door and the door is making a sound like boyo yo 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 boyo yo 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 yo. That he's making this sound, recording this sound, and as a like supposedly the door is making this sound, and he goes on YouTube to like I'm telling this in the completely wrong order. So the door is making a weird sound. He goes on YouTube to check how to repair this weird sound the door is making. He watches the video about a guy showing you how to repair this door, and he's like, oh yeah, this is exactly what I needed. He goes on and repairs his door. Then he later returns to YouTube, and YouTube gives him constantly door repairing videos, and he talks to the algorithm in the video. He talks to the algorithm, and the algorithm is like, I don't know, I don't understand, I'm confused. I said you really watched the hell out of this video about repairing doors. Like I thought you really liked this content. I mean, and it's like, yeah, I watched it once because I needed it once. And okay, let's let this start again. And that's, I mean, I do that too, but I'm acoustic enough to watch the follow-up videos. Like what, you watch the follow-up videos to the door repairing videos? Okay, this guy is down, so now I guess yes, then slow down. Have we ever gotten to actually use like the level 3 ult? Ever? Yes to what? Yes to follow up videos, to do door repair videos? Like once I needed to fix something, window frame or something. Is the buff still on? I think it's still on. Okay, so suddenly it was giving me videos about window fixes, and one was so interesting that it actually helped me even more. Okay, great. Come on, I'm selecting the target. Finally. Okay. Like, what is sometimes with the targeting? I just don't understand how this works in this freaking game. This game can be like very... Like, what? Why does it suddenly not get me that? But then one day you actually like want a follow-up, you want to watch the next video, and it doesn't give you that. Like you watch video number 8 in the series, like you've just watched the first 7 videos, and you just watched the first 7 videos, and then you watch video number 8, and then the suggestions for the next video are video number part 10, part 15, and part 8 of a completely different playthrough from a completely different person. Like, how does this work? Why do you give me that? You know what I mean? Ambush. I guess I will work on his ambush if I ever if I ever play as Pike again, because I don't really like playing this game. What else is here? More enemies. Okay, two of the shield guys. Like, you'd think it would be pretty easy to figure out all the algorithm, don't you think? Like, he watched the video number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in this series. He probably will want to watch video number 8, but no. 10 and 15 and number 8 from a completely different series. Okay. Well, casting an ability. So don't hit this guy. I could hit this guy. Do they get like some kind of buff where they... It's the stack of terror on the champion that killed them. Okay, everyone has the curse of terror, so ignore that. Okay, so I guess I will hit this guy first. And you will do what? Try to stun this guy. Okay, Brom, you are low on mana, so do I want to do anything crazy? Probably not. Okay, I'll just okay, you can't now do the tap thing, but who did I hit? I forgot who I hit with the tap. This guy, okay. Magic shell, reduces magic damage taken. Is it magic if she's using an ability? Because like she's using her guns, so I don't know if that counts as magic in this game. Brom. I don't know if I want to use up all that mana right now. Should like reduce your own damage. And you, what are you doing? You don't need the healing, we don't need that buff, so random enemy each turn for 3 turns. Sure, do that. Okay, that guy's down. I guess you can machine gun them now. Okay, that did very little for an ult. I guess you can like keep trying, but now you are also starting to get low on mana. So she'll preserve some mana and hit like this guy because he's lower. Okay, and you too, preserve mana and start hitting this guy. Okay, Brom is starting to take a little bit of damage. I guess you can do the big hit on this guy, and you guys can start hitting this guy. You still don't really need healing yet. Yeah, you got healed by the zone effect, the area effect that wanders around. Is this guy tapped? I don't remember. Like, he's got too many things going on. Like, can I like click on him to keep it? No. God damn it. Yeah, this game was not. Oh, I can scroll. I can scroll while I'm here. Okay. The controls are all over here sometimes. So he's not tapped. So can it work? We will not be here long enough to get the third ult. So have we like gotten used the third ult for anyone yet? At all? I don't think we did. Okay, I don't recall like which of the the third ult have we ever used once. Okay, I guess you can do this now. And you will just do this. Don't think I did, yeah. Because it takes a lot to build up, and like I don't know if I would ever get to use it in this fight. Okay. And now everyone's level 23, so we can upgrade the abilities. Yeah, abilities. Everyone got the same thing. Well, not the same thing, because like she got Heartbreaker tier 3 upgrades, and instead of like getting tier 3 upgrades for other abilities. Okay, but now everyone has those upgrades, so let's see, what can we do? I am not using this a lot. I am using the healing a lot. Power lane, I will not remember to use it, so sure. Okay, we already have that. Speed lane can target and revive a killed ally with 60% health. Ah, that's a good one. That's a very good one for a healer. Nice. And misfortune. Like, we never remember to do this. I am using this a lot though. Stun targets afflicted with tapped for a short duration. Nice. Or it heals her. Yeah, let's do the stun. Yasuo. Now let's keep pumping stuff into this. Christians for Raging Wind. Or increases guaranteed damage for the 7th strike. Okay. Braum. Yeah, we use this a lot, so let's see. Next power lane ability, I will not remember that. Reduces all damage taken by Braum's allies by 12% while defending. Sure. And that's how I'm playing him. And Ilawe. What is this? Response to tentacles or causes all tentacles to strike the target once for double damage. Sure. Okay. Ah, come on. I didn't read part 1, so I actually read part 1, so I'm not gonna. The unliving here looks desperate and weak. There is a jagged scar on his forehead that glows with unholy light. What's with the scar? Oh, that is where Thresh did some of his work on me. I was a liar during life, so he removed my ability to lie. Cut it right out of me. Do you know how painful truth is sometimes? I used to lie to myself all the time, but now I have to face the truth. It hurts. Okay. He can apparently cut your ability to lie out of you. So that's interesting. How do I know you won't attack me? How to attack you? I would kill you if I could. And I sense you are stronger than me, so that would not be wise. How did you get in here? I'm one of Thresh's favorite playthings, so he put me here among his special collections. Lately he's been experimenting with memories, cutting them out, putting them back in the wrong ones. I wish he would destroy me and be done with it. What will you give us if we free you? Now, there's a sensible question. I can help you, but I know someone who can. The attendant on the floor below. He has the power to aid you. He can upgrade that trinket you have, your Crimson Amulet, to bypass more powerful wards. But the poor thing can't remember how. How can we get the attendant to remember? With a memory, of course. And would you look at that, I just happen to have one of his. Without his memories, doesn't he seem content, though? You could give him this memory back, and he will aid you, but what will the cost be? We will free you if you give us the memory. That's the only sensible things to do, really. A fair trade. Consequences are an afterthought. Okay. Now, what's up with this guy? The prisoner in this cell is not unliving. It looks like he is immortal, still alive, but in a tremendous amount of pain. I've been here for so long, I don't remember who I am anymore. He took my mind and sliced it up. I don't know if the voices I hear are memories or phantoms he's planted. It's all mixed together, jumbled up. He's not an agent of death, you see. He doesn't want you to die. I wish death would visit me before Thresh does again. He needs to hear our screams, our agonies, to know his omnipotence. I pray that my purpose to him has been served, so that he will finally release me. But you can help. Yes, you can help. The tether there, that's what keeping me alive, sustaining what little life I have. Sever it. Bid me this boon. Okay. I hear them, the voices of my children, calling to me. We will be together again, eternally. Okay. There's nothing left to do. You could, like, bury him, for example. That is something to do here. Teleporters. The anguish cells. Like, have we done like everything here? The quest said for a moment, like, return the veil jumper, enter the fortress and find Thresh. The quest said for a moment, like, return the memory to the attendant. Is this like a side quest? Does it have to be a side quest? No, it would be in. I still don't know why this game does. You have to open the map before you can open the quest log. Why? I don't know. Is this tracked? It wasn't tracked. Return the memory to the attendant, and it's like in lower wards, so it's back in the other area. Okay, let's see what's the anguish cells. Have we been here? Must have been here. Is this the same place? Yes, it's the same place. They just teleported to the same place. Why is that even a thing? Okay, this is the too powerful one. Just have to like go back down to the guy in the other area. Here. It was like somewhere in here. It doesn't like show the actual icon. Quest log. Memory to the attendant. It's just shows me there's just this place. You the attendant? Oh yeah, it's you. What's that? How did you... My mind, I can feel again. A tear rolls down the attendant's cheek. No, take it away, please. Please, give me your amulet. It's fading. The memories. It's gone. What was that? What just happened? Okay. I guess now we're going back up. And there was another place I couldn't open up before. Was this it? No, here. Come on, you really... What do you mean not too powerful? Didn't I just upgrade it? Didn't I literally just upgrade it? So what was the point of that? Is this door what I can open now? Yes, okay, so it was only upgradable, only this door. Okay. Meanwhile, cutscene.
He called me a peasant. This pampered king doesn't know how things work in Bilgewater. The blood I've spilt, everything I've lost, he has no idea.
I have earned my throne too.
What? Waking up from your snooze, are you?
I see you now, Gangplank. You are a man of destiny. Release me from this sword. We can seek our destinies together. My queen and your kingdom.
I'm no fool. I'll summon you when the time is right.
When that demon Thresh tells you to. That amulet you carry. Put aside such tricks. Let us rule as one, with my queen by our side.
Your queen is dead. Through this amulet, you will serve me.
Did Thresh tell you that?
I don't need to argue with some long-dead king. I have my triumphant return to plan. That demon waiting.
My queen, this fool cannot stand between us. I shall crush his soul like an egg beneath my boot.
Like an egg.
And return to you.
If you were hearing like cracking sounds while that was going on, it was because I was opening a bottle with one of those infamous EU bottles bottle caps, and like everyone is making, inventing new things and inventing regulations for like important things. And meanwhile, the EU decided to invent new bottle caps that have to be attached to the bottle, which are only, which do like nothing except be annoying. Like I really don't understand what are those bottle caps helping with. Like so, like there's not less plastic being made because of these bottle caps. Like there's still plastic being made. I think there's even like a tiny little bit more plastic because now they have to attach the bottle cap to the bottle. So now it's like it's slightly more plastic being attached. Like so the bottle cap is less likely to get strewn about somewhere, and it will be with the bottle. Like, but it's still plastic. It's still, the plastic is still going into the environment. Like what are you doing? Like you're just wasting everyone's time. So I guess today's topic is the EU bottle caps. Because on the last stream the topics were really were really something. My post on YouTube received what? I got a notification on my phone. I don't know what it received. Are you really giving me a notification that the poll got a like? Yeah, 50% for the alignment video, 11 right now as of now, 11% for the gods video, 11% for the dwarf video, and 28% to going back to doing more Warcraft. Like the only times I was really like getting more views out of Warcraft was those class videos, like how would this and this class work in Warcraft, but I kinda ran out of the spaces for those. Like there were like a few more classes that I had lined up that I could be doing, but I was like really starting to stretch it for those videos. Like the inscriber video was like really stretching it out of like very little prior information, you know. She did her healing buff, so maybe now stun this guy who looks like my latest PC in our TTRPG. I don't think you moved yet, but we from the level up we got the mana back. Okay, so I guess you can do this. Okay, Brom hasn't taunted yet, has he? No. Yes, taunt, healing potential. Yes, so he did taunt. I forgot what I already got to do. Don't use up too much mana right now, just reduce your damage taken right now. Oh! God damn it! Did you see how much damage he did just there? Like, how does that happen? Like, he was at full health and shielded, and now it suddenly is like 40% health. Like, what's going on with that? Okay, guess you guys try to take this guy down now because he's being annoying. I use up more mana. Okay. Brom. You won't really need that. Okay, sure, do that. Okay, one guy down.
Expecting a thank you.
Guess you machine gun them.
That'll
actually heal Braun. Sure, just take this guy down.
Next.
I need the machine gun again.
Handle this. Dead and dead.
You don't use so much mana immediately. You just start smashing this guy. Nobody needs healing right now, but the buff went off. I use more mana for the buff again. Really, not really worth it. Is he tapped or not? He's not. So, like, what else can we talk about? Today we've talked already about the pointless EU bottle caps. Which, you know, I complain that the bottle caps are stupid and pointless and just waste everyone's time. You know, but at least we're not doing what the US is doing. At least we're not waging pointless wars that are actually killing thousands of people. So, you know, I'll count my blessings. At least we're not doing that. Like, if I have to choose between these stupid pointless bottle caps and the wars for the stupid ambitions of one demented man, I'll take the bottle caps.
Does that hurt?
Oh, I guess the taunt expired. He's still alive. Okay.
I can taste fear.
This will remove all debuffs, so remove the terror things. Sure. Oh, just give it some time for the Grand European Crusade. We've done that. We've been there, we've done that, and we're done. Like, we've been there, and we already know that it doesn't end well. Apparently, the US hasn't learned that lesson from history. I have watched the video, like how Trump was bragging that he got to do a cognitive test. That he was bragging that he took a cognitive test because, like, he doesn't understand that it's not a good thing. He doesn't understand that it means that people think that he's losing his cognitive abilities. And meanwhile, he's going out, he's bragging. It's a test. It shows you. They show you a picture of a chicken, and they tell you what animal this is. It was a tremendous test. I passed it with flying colors. Tremendous test, the best test. What are we doing here? The flame burns with boundless energy. Whispers encroach from the edges of the room, imploring someone to stir deeply within the flame. Who should gaze into its embers? I have no idea what that is doing. Who should gaze into its embers? Misfortune? Misfortune stares deeply into the flame. The fire crackles and Misfortune snaps awake in her living quarters in Bilgewater. It is night. She walks out to the balcony, surveying the city below, enamored by the lantern lights, taking in the smells of the cooking fires. The city has given you much, but what would you... The city has given you much, but what would you give to help it? An unseen voice asks. Misfortune spins around. There is no one there. The voice does not relent. Does not relent. What say you? Would you give a little of your life essence to aid you and your allies? I'm gonna say yes. As you wish, the voice says. An object coalesces in your hand, a gift from the flame. Divine incense. I don't know what that did. It didn't just take her health, it took everyone's health. So it wasn't like she didn't like give some of her health for her allies. Everyone and her allies gave their health for whatever that just was. Now what's this? No one is actually in the cell, but it's closed anyway. Okay, this guy is now after us. Oh, it switched to misfortune in the overworld after the pearl thing. Okay, what are we doing? This the single target tap. You do your buff. I'm gonna work our way into the Brom ult, the first ult of Brom, so I can remove the terror again, because it's annoying. If I stun this guy, and you tap him, so this should not deal a lot of damage.
That's gotta hurt.
Brom, still don't have that ult. So I don't think we're gonna get a Brom ult here. Yeah.
Good friends, good fight.
It's some crazy times we live in these days. I bet everyone throughout history thought the same. Like they thought like, well, we live in some pretty crazy times these days, like don't we? And meanwhile, it's only ever gets crazier. Like, you know, like think about like what was the world like in like 30 years ago, like 20-30 years ago. Like it wasn't that crazy. Like I remember that it was like, sure, there were wars, there were like there was some gnarly shit was going on, but it feels like there was like much less of it. Like it was one of the most stable periods in history after, like in the 90s. Sure, there were like wars in the Balkans. There were some wars in the Balkans in the 90s. Like, outside of the Balkans in the 90s, it was like one of the most stable periods in history. And then after that, after the wars in the Balkans ended again, like the early 2000s, like I don't remember if there was a really like anything really big going on in like 2000 like 12, 15. Like I don't remember if there was like anything really big going on for like a good 15 years. There was like nothing really huge going on that I remember, but maybe I'm wrong. But then after like these 15 years of relative peace, then suddenly nobody is tapped here. After like good 15 years, suddenly we get Trump won, then we get like COVID, like the Ukraine war. I'm not gonna say like the wars between Israel and Palestine, because that's always going on. So like I'm not even thinking about that, because that's always going on, you know. So that always sucks for them at every decade. But it feels like, you know, 2000 to like 2015, nothing huge was really going on. But maybe I'm wrong. If you actually remember something huge that was going on in that time period, like, do let me know. Okay. What do we do here? I never really know which side is worse because I never paid attention to Israel or Palestine. Look, the whole situation with Israel and Palestine, for most of their history, the situation was very complicated. Situation was very complex. The whole history of modern Israel starts with the idea where around the time of, like, even before World War II, in like 1930s, there was this idea called Zionism, where like a bunch of Jews throughout Europe started thinking like, guys, we should like go back to the land of Israel, our promised land that we were exiled from, that we escaped from. We should go back there. The problem is, at that time in Palestine, because it was called Palestine back then, at that time in Palestine there was like very few Jews or Israelis or Hebrews, whatever you want to call them, at the time. There was very few Jewish people living in Palestine at the time. So they, like a bunch of them throughout Europe, started banding together and saying like, it's our like God-given right to go to this country, to go to this place, because it says in the Bible that we should be owning this place. Doesn't matter who lives there now, doesn't matter, like, these people who live there now, they don't matter. The Bible says we ought to have this land, so we're gonna have this land. And then they started settling Palestine. And because of a very complicated history of the Jewish people throughout the centuries, because of the very complicated history there, Jewish people had a lot of money. They had a lot of money because the medieval and like modern Europeans were like forbidden from giving big loans, but Jewish people are not forbidden from giving these loans, and like the Jewish people were pushed to like only making banks or making loans, and because of that, Jewish people throughout Europe had a lot of money, and Europe and America had a lot of money. They had a lot of money, so they had a lot of influence on world governments. So they convinced the Western powers to help and enforce their settlement in Israel. So they started settling in Israel. They started like forcefully settling in Israel and actually expelling the people who were living there before them. The people who settled in the area between like 70 AD, not 1970, between like 70 AD, 0070 AD, and like 1940, people who lived there for nearly 2,000 years, they started expelling those people and forcing their settlement. And then after World War II, there was this settlement between where they divided Israel and Palestine. They divided the area of Palestine into the newly resettled Jewish state that became Israel and the territory of Palestine. And then there is a very long history from there. It is a very long history that I don't want to go into, because it's a very, very long and very complicated history with a lot of very big moving elements. And overall throughout history, both sides were doing some pretty bad things. So throughout most of Israel's history, I really was not taking any sides.
I've got my sights on you.
Like, maybe they shouldn't have been forcefully settling on this land at all. Maybe they should have, because they were, forcing out people who were living there. But like, for most of Israel's history, I would have taken no side. But what's been happening recently with Israel and Palestine is that Israel really wants to get rid of all the Palestinians completely, because like the Israel nowadays has a very nationalistic regime, and by Benjamin Netanyahu. It's a very nationalistic regime, and Israel starts bombarding Lebanon, which has nothing to do with any of that. They're bombarding Syria. They're bombarding Palestine, and at some point, there was like a Palestinian organization, maybe terrorist. I don't recall who they really were, but there was like a Palestinian organization that like took some hostages. The Palestinian organization that took some hostages. So that's obviously bad. Okay, that's obviously bad. However, Israel saw that opportunity, and they said, "Aha! We can use this excuse to completely wipe out the Palestinians, wipe out, extinction." Extermination, those were the actual words used by the Israeli government. And since then, they've been working very hard on completely wiping out the Palestinians. So, for most of the history of the Israel-Palestine conflict, I was really not taking any sides. But what's been happening the last few years is a literal atrocity. So that's another fun topic for a stream to talk about. I have no idea what I was doing here. We have this buff going on, the fox thing, guardian spirit. We have that going on. So maybe now stun, if we can stun them fast enough. I don't think we can. We are taunting. We are not taunting. Why are we not taunting? Did he just not get to move yet while we were stopping? Yeah, I mean, it's an important like world topic. Not that like people watching this. I expect people watching this really care, but I care about it because I care about world issues. I care about what's going on with the world, and maybe that's not entirely healthy, but because like what am I going to do about it? Like it's not like I can change anything about this, but I like to think that like if I ignore like world issues, like if I ignore world issues, like it's I would feel bad about ignoring world issues, about ignoring what's going on, because I want to know what's going on in the world. And I am slowly getting tired. Today I was a little more tired than usual when starting the stream. It's only 1 hour been. Okay. Still got a lot. Got another half of the stream to go. Okay, misfortune. I don't think anyone has been tapped. This guy is tapped. Okay. Okay. You don't really need any of the big abilities here. Just slam these guys down. The whole of Middle East is always a huge hotbed for any issues. Like it's not like it's a hotbed for issues now. It's not like it's something new really. It's like it's something new really. Like the thing is, like we seem to think that the Middle East is this big problematic thing because like they have problems they need to deal with. The real thing is that the whole world used to be like the Middle East is now. Only majority of the world, like I know it's majority, only like Europe and America has kind of moved on from that kind of situation, but Middle East hasn't. So it's not like they're something special. The conflict in the Middle East is something special. They're not something special. We're special because we don't have the conflicts. They just keep doing what they've been doing for thousands of years. That's the real thing.
This'll be worth the
Okay. Brom, you apply stack of terror to every champion each turn, and to attackers when taking damage. Sheesh. Because, like, look at the history of the world. Look at the history, like even like you know, even these days in Europe, just outside of the European Union. What's just outside the European Union? The Balkans, you know, which to this day are known as a place where a lot of conflicts happens, because it's just outside the European Union. You already get those conflicts. Meanwhile, look back at Europe like 200 years ago. How many? That's 300 years ago. Like, look at Europe 300 years ago, like 18th century. Like, the imperialism was just really settling in. But look like what was happening around Europe. It didn't look that much different from what's happening in the Middle East today, didn't it? Like this 18th century, that was the 7 Years' War, which was fought both in Europe and in America. And the 18th century was the American Revolution, the French Revolution. But the imperialism was just starting, and like 19th century was also like Europe had like slightly less conflicts, because by the 19th century a lot of Europe got divided. A lot of Europe got divided into the various influence spheres, or like the various major empires. Like, if you look at the map of Europe in 19th century, you will mostly see like these big empires, yeah, because that's the age of imperialism. Like, you see Great Britain, you see France, you see Germany, Italy, that united in the latter half of the century, but still. Germany, Italy, Austria-Hungary, Russia, the Ottoman Empire still, although it starts to fail in the 19th century. You see these big empires, and that's why largely there wasn't that many conflicts in the 19th century, because once everybody got divided up, they started being afraid of a really massive war that would erupt if those massive empires went to war with each other. But like, you go back to 18th century, 17th century, and Europe was doing the same things that the Middle East is doing now. So they just keep doing what we're doing, because they haven't gotten the same like organizations, the same structures that we've built up since then, out of fear of the wars, because they didn't have these wars that were as massive as the wars Europe went through. Like, there were wars fought in the Middle East, of course, and the World War II was also fought in the Middle East. There were also front lines, but it wasn't as huge there as it was in Europe. So that like, they didn't go through the same kind of horrors we got through. And maybe this is just my speculation at this point, maybe that is why they are still doing this and we're not, because we got through some really horrific wars, and we like got into our common imagination. You got into our common imagination that, you know, wars are bad because a lot of people died who shouldn't have died. Maybe that's why. I'm now waiting for a historian to pop in and say just how wrong I am. I'm probably not going to get a historian here, but you know. Have you chat? Have you gone to the Reddit subreddit, the subreddit r ask historians? I wouldn't say they're catching up with history. I wouldn't say they are catching up. I would say they just continuing as they always did. You know, we're not ahead of them. We just learned from the hard way. We just learned the hard way some things that we don't want to do. You know. Okay, what are we doing? What are we doing? Suddenly getting a lot more indecisive. Do I want to do this now? Do the buff.
Good to feel loved.
And you do this thing.
I'll remember this.
So maybe you preserve some mana and like just hit this one. Yeah, he's got that flame thing that hurts me on. Now you cleanse the debuffs. Like, I obviously don't wish for anyone to die, or for like masses of people to die. I obviously don't wish for that. But like, if the Middle East ever had a war at the same scale as Europe did with World War II, they had a war to the same scale with the same amount of like proportional casualties. Like, maybe that would help change the climate of the region. Maybe. Like, obviously I don't wish for anyone, much less many people, to die, but you know, that's how history is made, through these like big sweeping changes. Oh boy, what are we doing here? Like, sure, just slowly work on this guy to preserve some mana. It's a lot of health to chew through. What is Brom doing? Oh yeah, he should shield because this guy is doing AoE. And you can do this now. Is he going to get... Oh yes, he is going to launch his attack before Brom can do the shield. So she should do... What? She doesn't have an AoE. Heal. Who's going to be hit the most? Probably her.
I don't quite like your little trick.
Yeah, this was the right choice there. Well, also it cleansed the taunt. Yeah, so that's annoying. And I guess you can machine gun this guy. I didn't catch this comment. Oh, that's why they are trying to cosplay World War II Germany over in America now. What's happening with America is also like another like very complex social political issue. Like, the United States was always a very militaristic country. Like if you like read, like watch the stuff like they're saying, like they're doing, I have been doing for decades. Like, they make children pledge allegiance to their flag. Like, if you like, I don't remember the exact words, but they have like this. I don't know if that's the Pledge of Allegiance, or there was another like thing, another oath they make children swear. That is like, there's some crazy shit they're making like children get into, like how people are proud of serving their country, and by, because it's America, so their military is serving their country. I'm doing air quotes right now. Also, their military serving their country means, attacking other countries for oil, and like how people are like proud of serving their country. Like America is completely brainwashed for a like very militaristic mindset, and it has been doing that for decades. They have been doing that since before World War II. I'm only surprised that it took this long. For the literal Nazis to start taking over the country. I'm only surprised that it took this long, because they have always been going in this direction. It only took the right cocktail. It only took like the right cocktail of crazy elements to end with this result. And Putin probably helped with that, because he's busy fomenting these kinds of elements all over the world. He's doing that all the time. He's doing that everywhere around the world. The mist is too thick to enter. What am I supposed to do about that? Okay, another one of these guys.
I let my guns do the
So it was just a matter of time before that happened to America. Like they were like so proud, like it can't happen here, it can't happen to us. Like it was always going to happen. It was just a matter of time. And if anyone tells you that it's like a big surprise, they're either deluded,
back to it.
or like they haven't been paying attention, or they are a part of the problem. That's what's really happening with America. You did that buff, and now you're acting again, and there's not really much to do for you, so just attack this guy. Brom, you haven't taunted yet.
Take a shot.
I only hope that this situation with America, that it doesn't end in tragedy. I only hope that they're not going to end the same way Germany ended. That's the best I can hope for right now. Because like if the United States became as much of a threat as became as much of a threat as Germany was 100 years ago, like we'd be so cooked. Okay, what are we doing? Like sure, like tap, but now it would like and a nearby target. So these technically these are not nearby target because the guy in the middle died. So that's a problem. I guess you just tap this guy. You should have tapped the big guy because this guy can be killed more easily. Okay. Anybody needs healing? Not really. Okay. Oh yeah, we should probably cleanse all the terror stuff. I can only hope that the situation in America manages to get like somewhat a little bit tamed before it completely goes out of control. Because like a nation with so much money and so many nukes going as crazy as Germany did in World War II, that I know I've said this before, but that's obviously a very bad situation that nobody wants to happen. I mean, and it's a real threat. Like people, it's not like a right wing versus left wing issue even. Like it's a massive country that is going crazy and it has nukes. Like it's not a right wing or left wing issue. It's a humanity, survival of humanity issue. It's a survival of Earth's biosphere issue. Which does remind me of something. I want to say more fun, but it's not really that fun. But it does remind me of a George Carlin skit. One I didn't actually like because he goes like. He goes like, well, people say we're saving the planet, we're saving the environment, and the planet, and he says, the planet will be fine, the planet will be fine, it's the people that are fucked. And I'm like, yeah, dude, like, obviously the rock will still exist, like, obviously the rock will still be there, but if due to our actions we turn it into a barren rock from all this life that it has now, that's obviously very bad. Like that destroys the planet. Yeah, that's physically the barren rock is still there, but obviously that's a subpar result. It's like one of the few things where I like really don't agree with George Carlin, because otherwise I love watching George Carlin skits because he was, I still think that overall he was one of the best comedians we've seen in like decades. I haven't seen a better comedian since George Carlin, and I haven't had the opportunity to like watch him during the time when he was alive, during the time when he was active. Like there were like a few years that when we were both alive at the same time, but I wasn't watching his stuff. So we didn't get to see him when he was active. But now watching back, yeah, I agree with the vast majority of the things he was saying. Anyway, what are we doing here, Mind Reaper? What do we do? How do I get this guy down faster without using up all that mana? Sure, just hit this guy, just slowly wear him down. The healing buff is up. Mana would be getting low, so just hit this guy until somebody needs healing.
Waste of ammo.
So, George Carlin. Chat, have you watched George Carlin? Tell me that. I will actually play the game and wait for the chat to respond. What are we doing here? I can't be stunned right now, so just first. Yeah, so you should watch George Carlin. He's overall one of the best comedians, because like one of my favorite skits, like it's not a skit, like it's like a part, of a greater of a bigger show he had. The whole show was called You Are All Diseased, and it was in a show from 1999. And like overall the show is like it's good. But my favorite bit from that whole show is his whole bit about religion, because we're talking about religion on the stream again. Yeah, deal with it, because that's a topic that I think about a lot, and it's a topic I'm gonna talk about a lot. So like there's this bit. There was a time, a brief time when I like remembered like almost verbatim. I probably still remember majority of the bit about religion. Like I will try to remember like majority of it. I may like mistake like a few bits here or there. But when it comes to the bullshit department, the businessman has nothing on the clergyman. Because think about it, religion has actually convinced people there's an invisible man in the sky. And the invisible man watches everything you do, every little thing. And he has a special list of 10 things he does not want you to do. And if you do any of those things, he has a special place full of fire and brimstone and the gnashing of teeth, and you will burn them forever and ever and ever. But he loves you. He loves you. And he needs money. He is all powerful, all knowing, all seeing, but somehow just can't handle money. Like religion rakes in billions of dollars of taxpayer money, and this is the bit where I like forget a little bit. There's only the one guy wandering around here. You know what? I'm gonna look up the whole skit. I'm gonna look up the whole skit. So for a little bit, this stream will just show the static screen. You are all disease George Carlin 4. Yeah. But I need the text. Scraps from the loft. There's a site. There's a website that Scraps from the Loft. You are all diseased. Yes. There's a website called Scraps from the Loft, and it has the transcripts of all the I don't know if it's all the George Carlin shows, at least a lot of them. And yeah, it has this bit. And but in the bullshit department, a businessman can't hold a handle to the clergyman. Because I gotta tell you the truth, boss. I gotta tell you the truth. When it comes to bullshit, big time, major league bullshit, you have to stand in awe of the all-time champion of false promises and exaggerated claims, religion. No contest. No contest. Religion easily has the greatest bullshit story ever told. Think about it. Religion has actually convinced people there's an invisible man living in the sky who watches everything you do, every minute of every day. And the invisible man has a special list of 10 things he does not want you to do. And if you do any of those 10 things, he has a special place full of fire and smoke and burning and torture and anguish where he will send you to live and suffer and burn and choke and scream and cry forever and ever to the end of time. But he loves you. He loves you. And he needs money. He always needs money. He's all powerful, all perfect, all knowing and all wise, and somehow just can't handle money. Religion takes in billions of dollars, they pay no taxes, and they always need a little bit more. Now you talk about good bullshit story. Holy shit. But I want you to know something, and this is sincere. I want you to know when it comes to believing in God, I really tried. I really, really tried. I try to believe that there is a God who created each of us in his own image and likeness, loves us very much and keeps a close eye on things. I really try to believe that, but I gotta tell you, the longer you live, the more you look around, the more you realize something is fucked up. Something is wrong here. War, disease, death, destruction, hunger, filth, poverty, torture, crime, corruption, and the ice capades? Something is definitely wrong. This is not good work. If this is the best God can do, I am not impressed. Results like these don't belong on the resume of a supreme being. This is the kind of shit you'd expect from an office temp with a bad attitude. And just between you and me, in any decently run universe, this guy would have been out on his all-powerful ass a long time ago. And by the way, I say this guy because I firmly believe, looking at these results, that if there is a God, it has to be a man, because no woman could or would ever fuck things up like this. So if there is a God, if there is, I think the most reasonable people might agree that he's at least incompetent and maybe, just maybe, doesn't give a shit. Doesn't give a shit. Which I admire in a person, which will explain a lot of these bad results. So rather than be just another mindless religious robot, mindlessly and aimlessly and blindly believing that all of this is in the hands of some spooky and competent father figure who doesn't give a shit, I decided to look around for something else to worship. Something I can really count on. And immediately, I thought of the sun. Happened just like that. Overnight, I became a sun... Okay, well, not overnight. You can see the sun at night, okay? The first thing in the next morning, I became a sun worshipper. Several reasons. First of all, you can see the sun, okay? Unlike some other gods I could mention, I can actually see the sun. I'm big on that. If I can see something, I don't know. Kind of helps in the credibility along, you know? So every day I can see the sun as it gives me everything I need. Heat, light, food, flowers in the park, reflections on the lake, and occasional skin cancer, but hey, at least there are no crucifixions and we're not setting people on fire simply because they don't agree with us. Sun worship is fairly simple. There's no mysteries, no miracles, no pageantry, no one asks for money, there are no songs to learn, and we don't have a special building where we all gather once a week to compare clothing. And the best thing about the sun, it never tells me I'm unworthy, doesn't tell me I'm a bad person who needs to be saved, hasn't said an unkind word, and treats me fine. So I worship the sun, but I don't pray to the sun. You know why? I wouldn't presume on our friendship. It's not polite. I often thought people treat God rather rudely, don't you think? Asking trillions and trillions of prayers every day. Asking and pleading and begging for favors. Do this, give me that. I need a new car, I want a better job. And most of this praying takes place on a Sunday. His day off. It's not nice, and it's no way to treat a friend. But people do pray, and they pray for a lot of different things, you know. Your sister needs an operation on her crotch. Your brother was arrested for defecating in a mall. But most of all, you'd really like to whack that hot little redhead down at the convenience store. You know, the one with the eye patch and the clubbed foot? Huh? Can you pray for that? I think you'd have to. And I say fine. Pray for anything you want. Pray for anything, but what about the divine plan? Remember that? The divine plan. Long time ago, God made a divine plan, gave it a lot of thought, decided it was a good plan, put it into practice, and for billions and billions of years the divine plan has been doing just fine. Now you come along and start praying for something. Well, suppose the thing you want isn't in God's divine plan. What do you want him to do? Change his plan? Just for you? Doesn't that seem a little arrogant? It's a divine plan. What's the use of being God if every rundown schmuck with a $2 prayer book can come along and fuck up your plan? And here's something else, another problem you might have. Suppose your prayers aren't answered. What do you say? Well, it's God's will, thy will be done. Fine, but if it's God's will, and he's gonna do whatever he wants anyway, why the fuck bother praying in the first place? Seems like a big waste of time to me. Couldn't you just skip the praying part and go right to his will? It's all very confusing. Honestly, as part of the alphabet party, I always wondered why, if God made me to his image, he made me wrong. Yeah, this is a good question. That's a very good question. That's good. Like it's said often that, like, God made you wrong and commanded you to be right. Like it's not right. I know George Carlin's still not finished. So, to get around a lot of this, I decided to worship the sun. But, as I said, I don't pray to the sun. You know who I pray to? Joe Pesci. Joe Pesci. 2 reasons. First of all, I think he's a good actor, okay? To me, that counts. Second, he looks like a guy who can get things done. Joe Pesci doesn't fuck around. Doesn't fuck around. In fact, Joe Pesci came through on a couple of things God was having trouble with. For years, I asked God to do something about my noisy neighbor with the barking dog. Joe Pesci straightened that cocksucker out with 1 visit. It's amazing what you can accomplish with a simple baseball bat. So I've been praying to Joe for about a year now, and I noticed something. I noticed that all the prayers that I used to offer to God and all the prayers I now offer to Joe Pesci are being answered at about the same 50% rate. Half the time I get what I want, half the time I don't. Same as God, 50-50, same as the four-leaf clover and the horseshoe, the wishing well and the rabbit's foot, same as the mojo man, same as the voodoo lady who tells you your fortune by squeezing the goat's testicles. It's all the same, 50-50, so just pick your superstition, sit back, make a wish and enjoy yourself. And for those of you who look to the Bible for moral lessons and literal qualities, I might suggest a couple of other stories for you. You might want to look at The Three Little Pigs. That's a good one. Has a nice happy ending. I'm sure you'll like that. Then there's The Little Red Riding Hood. Although it does have that X-rated part where the big bad wolf actually eats the grandmother, which I didn't care for, by the way. And finally, I've always drawn a great deal of moral comfort from Humpty Dumpty. The part I liked the best, all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty Dumpty back together again. That's because there is no Humpty Dumpty and there is no God. None, not one, no God, never was. In fact, I'm gonna put it this way. If there is a God, may he strike this audience dead. See? Nothing happened. Nothing happened. Everybody's okay, alright? Tell you what, I'll raise the stakes. I'll raise the stakes a little bit. If there is a God, may he strike me dead. See? Nothing happened. Oh wait, got a little cramp in my leg. And my balls hurt. Plus, I'm blind! Oh, now I'm okay again. Must have been Joe Pesci, eh? God bless Joe Pesci. And that's it. That's one of my favorite bits of comedy ever. One of my favorite bits of comedy ever, and this stream has now evolved into my personal recitation of a George Carlin bit. But it really is like one of my favorite bits of comedy entirely. What do we have here? There's this guy. Okay.
I could use a snack.
Oh, should have healed Ari before we went in. I was too busy with George Carlin. I should get the assassins down first. And they're not assassins, they're fear eaters. This annoying terror thing. And terror strike and hidden fear grants 2% hastage stack of terror on the enemy champions. Okay. So that's annoying. But yeah, you know, being like some level of neurodivergent and being an atheist, living in a world that is so completely taken over by religion, it feels like living in a world of insanity. Like everyone around me is insane. Like I genuinely don't understand how people can believe these things. How can people actually believe? In 21st century, how can people actually believe in these stories? Like how? No, it really makes you feel like you live in a world full of insane people. And it's not a good feeling. You get that buff going, and let's preserve some mana by hitting this guy more. Can you do this? I guess. Let's preserve your mana too, and just do that. Okay, suddenly he lost 3/4 of his health in an instant. Okay, I guess you can, but you did tap, but you can't really use it, so sure, machine gun time. The more you think about anything to do with religion, like the less sense it seems to make. Like, sheesh, that's how much damage are they doing? Like, come on. Like, I just really don't get it, how people can believe this. Like, I'm not trying to like offend people, I'm not trying to like insult people, but it's like, it just feels so insane. Like, there are like stories. Oh, there's a guy there. I need to heal people. And I probably need like mana. Okay, multi-way battle. Terror is back. Okay. Okay, guess you deal buff. You still don't have mana. Like, should I take the book down for? Oh yeah, because this is the guy that summons more books. Yeah, we have to take him down first. Okay, we're taunting. Are we taunting or not? Yes, we are taunting. That's the circular one with the spikes. There, George Carlin. Watch him. He is like, besides just agreeing with him, he is genuinely brilliant in the way he just turns the phrase. Like, yeah, like, no, like a bit, like, I don't pray to the sun. I wouldn't presume on a friendship. You know who I pray to? Joe Pesci. Joe Pesci doesn't fuck around. In fact, Joe Pesci came through on a couple of things God were having trouble with. God was having trouble with. I had a problem with the noisy neighbor with a barking dog. Joe Pesci straightened that cocksucker up in a single visit. It's amazing what you can do with a simple baseball bat. Like the way he turns the phrase is like genuinely brilliant. I was re-quoting that last bit from memory just to like show how he like keeps twisting your expectation around all the time. But then I don't agree with everything, not agree with every bit, and like whole bit about the planet just seems kind of ignorant, to say the least. What are you doing? You don't have the mana back, but like, do we need anything big? Like, should reduce damage taken? Are they tapped? Because it doesn't show the tap. This guy is tapped. Okay, yeah, stun this guy so he can summon more books. Yeah, this guy's down. And nobody needs healing right now, so... I need the cleanse. I don't need the cleanse constantly. What are we doing? Sure, just hit this guy. Okay, I guess it's machine gun now. But maybe watch George Carlin after the stream, okay? Because it might be a little confusing to watch me and the stream at the same time. So maybe watch him after the stream. Or I can quote, or I can read you more George Carlin bits, because that would be a stream. And I'm just reading George Carlin bits, my own interpretation of George Carlin's comedy. But the one bit about the religion bit that I read out, I've watched it so many times. Yeah, but hearing him talk and me talk, like, that might get a little bit confusing. Okay, but that bit with religion, I watched it so many times. I remember like his actual inflections, like his actual like accents, like not accents, like the emphasis he puts on words. Like I remember the way like he like turns the emphasis, like full of fire and brimstone and smoke and fire and brimstone, where you choke and burn forever and ever and ever. But he loves you. He loves you, and he needs money. I remember the way he turns that, because of how many times I watched it. YouTube has been suggesting me a lot of comedians lately. We're still taunting, at least, so maybe like do the above. YouTube has been suggesting me, like in the shorts, has been giving me a lot of comedians, and I'm getting a lot of Gianmarco Soresi. Gianmarco Soresi, like Italian and Jewish origin apparently, because he jokes about it in his. But a lot of what YouTube is showing me is like crowd work, and like crowd work is like I don't really like crowd work. Like he's funny, and he also has a very quick, very witty turn of phrase. But like I don't really like crowd work, because like it's like half his joke is the other person talking. And like I want to see his joke, like his material, the whole thing he was doing, and instead I'm getting him dunking on some person because of what they said. And it just feels weird, the whole crowd work to me.
Expecting a thank you?
Also, I am getting a lot of a guy called Mario Adron, I think that's what his name was. German comedian who also jokes a lot about like Nazis and stuff. Because he's German, so he brings up that topic up a lot because people bring it up to him. I used to watch also this guy called Gabriel Iglesias, but then he turned to follow the right wing grifters, and then he went to that whole. There was I don't know if you don't watch like comedians, you don't know there was a whole big drama with comedians who went to the Riyadh comedy festival, like the Riyadh, the capital of Saudi Arabia, because Saudi Arabia kills journalists, kills people, doesn't let women drive, stuff like that. The very, very backwards country. And a bunch of comedians decided that money is more important than that, and went to the Riyadh Comedy Festival, and a lot of other comedians were very unhappy about it. And it was a whole drama between comedians. I don't know if you heard about that, but it was, at least where I've been watching, was a lot of stuff was happening. Tapped. Yes, tap. And sure, you cleanse again. Okay, guess we can just finish off this guy. Yep.
Shame to work for free.
purple essence. Spirit Blossom Festival. I know there are skins in League of Legends that are called like Spirit Blossom. I know that. It's a Spirit Blossom Festival. I hear whispers of a festival in the First Lands, which is Ionia, where they commune with the dead. How intriguing it must be to speak with those who have long gone. My guests from Ionia make mention of a sacred flower. They say it blossoms when dead spirits are near. This is something I should certainly investigate. It could make for rather illuminating discovery into the inner workings of the spirit realm and possibly the so-called afterlife. I must get my hands on one of those flowers. Maybe it will live nicely inside my lantern. Is it Thresh? Did Thresh write this? So the voice should have been more like, I must get my hands on one of those flowers. Maybe it would live nicely inside my lantern. Is that where the power of Thresh's lantern comes from? From one of those spirit blossom flowers? Do we have anything else to see here? There's 2 chests over there, but this is like when the mist is too thick. So we can't go through that. Yeah, the mist is too thick to enter, so we have to do something to remove that. So you can't go there yet. Library of Agony. I don't think we'll get to fight Thresh today, unfortunately enough. Too powerful to open. Okay, so I'm not doing that. This goes to the Library of Agony, and this goes to where? A bunch of chests. Well, let's see what's up there. Are there going to be traps here? Yep. But this like blows up before it gets here. I do not like this. This is just annoying. I need to like find the perfect timing to move, and I did not find the perfect timing. So I found a good enough timing. Oh hey, there's a teleporter. And the cutscene. The sweet scent of the living. Someone has escaped their cage. What's up with this guy? An impish creature perches over a tomb and eyes you suspiciously. Brazen of you to walk about, but you wouldn't be the first fool to defy the will of Thresh, it says. The imp inhales deeply, savoring your smell. It's been years since I've last had a visitor. Why don't we play a game? I will give you a tome from my collection, and all you have to do is answer a few questions correctly. Go ahead, ask your questions. Ever moving I am, and uncertain and unpredictable ways. To contain me is to lose my power, for only unbridled I am cruel. Sailors love me so much, so that for some I am their bed forever. Who am I? Yeah, that's probably ocean. I don't see how you could be, how you could bury sailors in electricity. Correct. Through the generation, I may be passed down and shared. Used am I among a group of people, but when the distance gets too far, I take a different form. At the end of the day, I compensate you for your efforts. Possessing me is a status symbol of sorts. What am I? could be art, because it's maybe passed down and shared. It's used among a group of people, makes me think more currency or language. At the end of the day, I compensate you for your... I think it must be currency. Correct! Good. And lastly, answer me this. I am something you cannot run from. I never tire, nor do I rest. Though you may never see me, we are both here heading toward each other all the time. What am I? Fate? Correct! Bah, and deal's a deal, it says. I believe I owe you something. It's not like I'll miss the tome for long. I'll simply retrieve it from your corpse later. Prayer book. Where's the book? That's a journal. Where's the prayer book? Is it sorted? Guru Temple, Shadow Isles, Thresh's Dungeon, Prayer Book. No, it's not here. Shadow Vaults. No. And I never did pick up Necrod's Diary Part 2. I didn't miss it. I missed it, but I didn't get to read it. Prayer Book, Prayer Book, Prayer Book. You don't see prayer book here. Okay, mouse got stuck. I don't see prayer book here. So I don't know what I did that for. Got the teleporter. No, do not return to the beginning. Okay, what are we dealing with here? Okay, this just bounces back and forth like this. Nope, that's... maybe yes. I need to wait for it, come here, and then follow it back. Okay, now I can wait here and read this. I was not reading the earlier parts of this. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Okay. Is there something to read now? So let's get out. Okay, I got a weapon for misfortune. Is it going to be any good? Now I got about 20 golden dragons. But this is more attack power, but less stamina, less health, and more crit damage. So is that worth it? Because it's actually improves things she you would care about for her. But it lose the increased critical damage by 6%, and now she has increased stamina and attack power by 50. Okay, I'll equip that. Okay. Okay, now let's try to follow this quickly. Okay, this is going to bounce back. Okay. Guess now we can return to the beginning of the gauntlet. Where does that take us? Yeah, here. Okay, that's good. Can't open this yet, and let us. Yeah. So what's left? This place. Anguish cells or a relic horse. Yeah. Okay, cutscene. Another prisoner absconded. I can tell by your scent that the unliving curse has yet to stay at your being. At least, for now. Curious that you possess that amulet. You've managed to imbue it so well thus far, but your luck has run out. Only I can grant access to the upper levels, and I will not aid any prisoner of Thresh. A device in the center of this room spins with irregular periods that are almost hypnotic. Hypnotic? One of those. An old ominous voice speaks. Unwelcome guests, state your affair, it says. Who are you? You may call me Amon! Oh shit! Amon has invaded Runeterra. No need to introduce yourselves. I already know all about you. The goings-on of the lower levels always reach me. Fun fact about Amon. The name actually appears in Ars Goetia. It's probably a corruption of the original. It's probably a corruption of the original, like the Egyptian god Amun. And like somebody who was writing down Ars Goetia, you know, they did the whole demonology book. You know what I mean? There's somebody who was writing down that book probably didn't really know what the actual name of Amun would sound like, what would be written as. So they wrote down one of the big demons. They wrote them down as their name as Amon. That is where it really comes from, and that is where, you know, this game took the name from, or where StarCraft 2 takes the name from. But now, because it's like one of the many names in the Ars Goetia, like nobody remembered that name, like except people who are like looking through the book for like demon names for their own writing. Except for them, nobody remembered the name of Amon. But now it showed up in StarCraft 2, and now it suddenly got, you know, much more popular. And now everyone suddenly remembers Amon. Okay. If you won't help us, why don't you attack or stop us? Thresh did not fancy me slaughtering his toys prematurely, so I agreed to stop. You are mortal. You will perish soon enough. And besides, I have seen the threads ahead for you. Death is in your wake, and it delights me. Are you trapped in that device? Trapped is such a narrow view of looking at it. And this is merely where I currently reside. Are you trapped in the material plane, then? I am here now, and later I will not be. I can leave, but it entertains me to stay. That all could change in what's the term you use? In a heartbeat. Do you control that gate? No, I do not control that gate. I control who enters and leaves through that gate. What's in the upper levels? It doesn't matter, you'll never see it. It will be like describing to a fly what happens in a book. And there is no point. Do you serve Thresh? Again with a narrow view. Does the air serve your lungs? Do you serve the trees that breathe it back? No, they exist in the same space and are bound by laws agnostic to their desires. The simple models in your mind that you project onto every being you meet, needing everything to fit, are tiresome. Okay, good talk. Yeah, that can get us to the other areas. There is something interesting there. Please don't be like puzzles with the bouncing balls again. My new job again, which I was not reading. Is that a guy who will attack us? Maybe not. Please, no more. Let me rest. Give me rest. We do not serve Thresh. You're not with him. Yes, I see that now. Do you know anything about the entity outside your room? The gatekeeper Amon, honorary fellow. But a demon's power comes from its name, or rather, ignorance of its name. If you know the true name of a demon, you can gain control of it, can command it. But he has kept it from us. I doubt even Thresh knows his name. There may be a way, however. I can commune with my signifier mentor who had passed to the spirit realm before the ruination. He may have access to such knowledge. How do we commune with your mentor, then? I have lost the words of the communion over the years, so a prayer book is one. A monk must breathe a special incense for their words to carry over to the spirit realm. And lastly, a heavenly bell to end the prayer must be rung. Okay, I guess I have all the communion components, but I'm gonna ask him the other questions first. What was your life before coming here? I was a monk of the Brethren of the Dusk Monastery. As signifier, I mostly spent my time in books, interpreting, and also handling the treasury. Omulan was my name. I still remember after all those years. Excuse me. After the, whatever you want to call it, the rolling black cloud, the ruination, I sought out the other monks, but they weren't like me. They were mindless, lost. I could not guide them. My brothers recognized me no more. It gets muddled here. Time. I only recall fragments of decades. How did you come to be in this place? I don't want to think I was betrayed, but somehow Thresh found out what I was doing. I was guiding a lost traveler, and just as she was about to reach safety, a hook flew out of the darkness. I'll never forget the sound of it connecting, and the shock. I saw the look in her eyes when she pleaded with him. No, she said, I'm not ready yet. He followed her to find me, you see. It's my fault she was caught. It haunts me still. There are a lot of books here. And that is Thresh's doing. He constructed this to resemble my old monastery office. It is but a pale facsimile, an unholy mockery of the place I used to call home. Sometimes when I read, he fills my thoughts with visions of unliving and abominations as torment. Try to break me by making me see all the people I couldn't save. He tailors his torture for the individual. I just think of my garden and spending time there under the sun. He cannot take that away from me, so he cannot touch me. I see no chains. Why don't you leave this place? That door is warded against the unliving. In my weakened state, it would destroy me. Okay? Give him the communion components. You found them. Wonderful. If I always had faith, you would find everything, champion. Yeah, you literally already had it when we came here. So, begin the communion. Maybe loot the thing behind him first, and just in case. Yes, begin the communion. Is there going to be a boss fight from this? Omulan, dear child. My heart weeps. What has happened to you? How can I be of service? Master, I have so much to tell you, but we have an urgent request. Anything, Omulan. There is an entity nearby trapped in a vessel. He calls himself Amon. We need to know his true name. I see. This is my ghost voice. A moment. Like just a ghost, not like an evil assassin ghost trying to kill you ghost. Like just ghost. Yes, here. His true name is Amonagoras. Amonagoras. See? Oh Milan, be careful. He is quite dangerous. We shall be, master. Our time grows short. I cannot maintain the communion. Call upon me any time, dear child, when you have the strength. I pray we can meet again under better conditions. Okay. Amonagoras. I must recover. I do not possess the vitality of my youth anymore. Amonagoras. Maybe should be like ending soon, but I'm gonna talk to Amonagoras first. Speak the entity's true name. Amonagoras. What? No! How did you? Don't you dare! Think before you speak your next words. Let us through the gate. Ah! Hold your amulet out in front of you. There, it is infused with my power. Are you satisfied with that command? Yes. It has been millennia. Never have I suffered such. Where word spreads, no sense in remaining. Okay. And either I could go back there or try to open one of the other gates that we've met. Can we open this now? Yes, finally. Don't be a monster, no monster. But there's like loot for what's his face? Brom. Is it any better? What does it give me more of? Attack power, less stamina, but more physical defense and magic defense. More crit. Less health. I don't know, but I'm gonna leave it for now. Okay. Anything else that I didn't open yet? This is the one with the mist, so it's a completely different thing. But I guess we'll head to the Library of Agony next time on Sunday, probably. Yeah, I'm gonna save here. Still 66%. We haven't moved, technically haven't moved the percentage at all in the last two streams, so still have no idea how much longer this game will be. Like, I remember like the rough big bits of what happens next, but what happens overall throughout the game, the big moments, but all the little details, like how long do we have to play still, I don't know. Probably still quite a few more streams, especially if I go on a tangent reading out George Carlin comedy bits. That will definitely make the make it take even more streams. But yeah, I think I will be ending it for today. And I hope you've enjoyed the stream today, though it got the topics certainly get wild lately. The only I should title the next stream the only League of Legends related stream where you will regularly talk about like political topics. I don't know if that's a good thing that will draw people in, or if that's a bad thing. I don't know that, but I think it must be unique because there's probably not a lot of people talking about that during streaming, especially not streaming this game, because like nobody streams this game because it's kind of old and nobody watches it anymore. But yeah, well, there's still another stream coming on Sunday, so I won't talk about video plans yet. Is there anything else to bring up and anything else to mention before I end the stream today? No, probably not. Probably that's it. So, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I can see you